And good evening. As I just got here, I am streaming the game. I'm at a different location because, well, I'll explain later. But I'm seeing Ben Williamson up to the plate. And yeah, thank you for bearing with me. Yeah, it was a long story why I was late. And now we are at an 0-2 pitch. And that is low for a ball. Yeah, I didn't even get to do my intros or anything like that because hashtag don't quit your day job, or also hashtag really bad traffic in Washington. Like in Seattle, like it was so bad. Like, oh, we got a base hit by Ben Williamson. Yeah, I was really distracted by that. But yeah, Ben Williamson gets his first base hit on his major league debut. Congratulations, Ben Williamson, as he gets his first major league hit. Congratulations, Ben. And hopefully that is the first of many, because Mariners really need you to contribute the best that you can possibly do. And I'm now actually trying to get my more traditional setup. And now we've got next up to the plate, and that is going to be J.P. Crawford. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. As I'm getting StreamYard all set up for on the computer end, because my friend he's kind enough to let me to use his. And now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Now we've got the pitch to JP, and that is up high for a ball. That is 1 ball and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. And now we've got the next pitch. Trying to get my StreamYard all logged in and ready to go. Except the mouse is not being cooperative exactly. Apologies for the technical difficulties that's going on. Computer's trying to do too much for me. It's like, no, I just needed just to do this, just to do enough, but it won't. It'll just stop. Now the pitch, actually, no, it's a throwback to first and not in time. It's one of those things where someone has like really good intentions, try to do too much. It's like, no, that's too much. Now we got 1 and 2. And now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. Now we've got a 2-2 count on JP Crawford. Too bad I only have one person here, because I don't have the best camera set up right now. As we are looking at 2-2, trying to get the microphone set up and everything. As we are at 2-2, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that is fouled. And as soon as what's it called? As soon as I get my computer up and running, then I can start getting that part sped up. And now we are at 2-2, and now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And now you've got Ben Williamson. I think he's going to third base. Nope, he did go to third base. And I just got to see if my microphone and see where it is. Yeah, JP Crawford. He got it. And now we've got it's still 1-0. Dylan Moore is now up to the plate. Now it's up to him to see if he can add to it. Dylan Moore with a home run. It only took 2 pitches. And now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. He did hit a home run to lead off the ball game, indeed. And now we're looking at the 1-0. And did he go? Yes, he did. That's going to be a 1-1 count on Dylan Moore. And the pitch, and that is low for a ball. That's going to be 2-1 for Dylan Moore. Julio Rodriguez would be due up next. And now the 2-1 pitch, and that is low for a ball, 3-1. As we're at 3-1 still. And now the 3-1. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit, and that's going to score in Ben Williamson, and the Mariners just extended their lead 2-0. That's 2-0. Dylan Moore now with 2 RBIs today. He is absolutely on fire. Mariners tend to do better, I guess, offensively on Jackie Robinson days. Kind of want to test it on my end, how it sounds on the camera. And now we got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Now we got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate and the pitch, and that is low for a ball. We got a 1-0 count on Julio Rodriguez, and now the pitch, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. That's going to be a 1-0 count. One and one so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball. 2-1 the count for Julio Rodriguez. Now it's going to be a 2-1 count. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's probably not going to get anywhere near. And he makes the catch, but the Mariners make some more damage to make it 2-0. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. It is 2-0 Mariners. Now I'm going to try to fix everything.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And still on commercial break at the moment. And if you just got on here, Mariners are up 2-0. And also subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, hit that notification, and also consider joining my YouTube membership. It's $5 a month. And yeah, I got $5 a month, I must say. And you get exclusive access. And now we are back from the break, and that is going to be a strike. And it's the La Piedra, Luis Castillo today. I definitely owe my friend a huge thank you for letting me use his space. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. I don't exactly have the best camera angle. Just trying to work with what I really have. Gavin Lux, one of the candidates Mariners were kind of going for the pitch. Like, he was one of the rumored players of like who the Mariners could go for, since Kim Hye-sung went to the Dodgers. So that maybe left an opening for Gavin Lux, but then Reds immediately swooped him in the 1-2. Now here's a liner right over to JP Crawford. Throw over to first, and that is not in time. I think his Solano's foot was off the bag, and that is going to be a base hit. And looks like there's going to be a possible challenging from Dan Wilson. It was a good play by J.P. Crawford. Not exactly a good throw, though, because he didn't really have the best angle. And I think he is safe. I probably wouldn't have challenged that personally. Now we got Austin Hayes up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Just testing everything of my microphone that I possibly can. Now I want to see what it sounds like. And now we got the ground ball foul. I think my microphone sounds pretty good. Put it in the comments and see how it sounds. And now we got Hayes, and now the 1-1. And that is low for a ball. We're at 2-1 so far. For Hayes from Castillo, 14 pitches so far, very efficient. And now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball, 3-2. He was pitching efficient, but now we're looking at a 3-2 count for La Piedra, Luis Castillo. We're looking at full count. And now the full count pitch. And that is foul tip to the back. And that is, we're going to try it again for a 3-2. Now 3-2 pitch. And now here's popped up to shallow right field. Who's got it? Right fielder's got it, and he makes the catch. And I think that was Dylan Moore who made the catch, the very versatile player for the Mariners.
We got Candelario, and now the pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. Now the pitch again. And here's a ground ball. Gets right into Solano. That's going to be a foul ball still. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch again. And that's going to be up high for a ball. 2-1 to count. Can't even say his name. Candelario. Did I even say that right? Let me know if I did or not. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. 3-1 the count on Candelario. Yep, back-to-back 3-0 counts for Luis Castillo. Not looking good so far. And now we are at the 3-1 and the pitch. And foul ball. That's going to be a 3-2, the full count. Full count, 3-2. And now the pitch. And that is inside for ball 4. Take your base. Trying to get the best camera angle I can. And now we got the pitch, and that is missing it for a ball. Using a box as a tripod. That's how much improvising it really gets. We're at 1-0 for Encarnacion Strand. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. We're at 1-1 for Encarnacion Strand. Luis Castillo going to be pitching. And now the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be missing for a ball. And that's going to be a 2-1 count. Castillo is now struggling all of a sudden. I kind of jinxed it. I said that he was playing very efficient, but I guess not so much. And now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 2. Two and two, the full count. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to be 2 outs. Big strikeout by Luis Castillo. La Piedra. Very good pitch by Luis Castillo. I think he was tempted to put up that fist. And now we got Jake Fraley, the former Mariner, who was part of that Eugenio Suarez trade. And crazy to think that the package of Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano, the pitch, that is inside for a ball. So here's the butterfly effect. You got Mariners sign Robinson Cano. They get Edwin Diaz, and they trade both of them to get the package of... I think, did they use the package to get Jake Fraley? No, I don't think that was part of the package. So we're looking at 1-0. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to Donovan Solano. Go over the first, and that is in time. And that will retire the sides. And I'm going to go straight into commercial break, and I'll explain to you about that butterfly effect. But let me play a pretty more long commercial.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And I am back. Oh, yeah. So what I was talking about was, so the package with Jake Fraley and Justin Dunn, because Justin Dunn was part of the Robinson Cano trade, that turned into Eugenio Suarez. And then Eugenio Suarez turned into Carlos Vargas, who's pretty much the last man standing in that trade. So if you really, really think about it, the Mariners somehow went from Robinson Cano to Edwin Diaz, and somehow that went all the way down, boiled down to just Carlos Vargas. Pretty bad trade story, if you ask me. So basically, the Mariners turned 2 all-star players, if not 3, into basically a part-time bullpen pitcher. And we are back from the break. We got the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Now the pitch. And that is right down the middle for a strike. And be alert, I have some softball footages going forward. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike 2 for Cal Raleigh. Yeah, I really don't like this camera angle. It's not like great. It's like, yeah, I think that's a little bit better. And now we're at 0-2. The pitch, low for a ball. And now we're at 1-2. Cal Raleigh this season is batting .217, 8 extra base hits, and 13 hits. Although the torpedo bat has not done much with his batting average, he's been getting some extra base hits. And now the 1-2. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field. And is that fair? That is foul because there's not really much urgency from the outfielder. So that's just missing foul. And now we're at 1-2. One and two so far for Cal Raleigh. And now the set. And now the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. The torpedo bat did not help him this time. Unfortunately so. Kind of like this microphone a little bit better. And now we've got Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. He is 0 for 1 so far. His first pitch, it was just, looks like it was a fly out. And now the 1-0. And now it's 2-0. And Randy Arozarena is actually ahead of the count. As we are looking at 2-0 for Randy Arozarena. And now the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be just in there for a strike. Great. Now at 2-1. One on, nobody on. One out, nobody on. And that's going to be a strike. That was outside of the box. Yeah, that's exactly why people are crying for the ABS system. Now we're at 2-2 on Randy Arozarena. Really should be 3-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner and fouled. We're at top of the third. Mariners are up 2-0 on Cincinnati, but we know that a 2-0 lead on the road is nearly not enough to withstand anything out of Cincinnati because they are a solid team. And now the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be fly ball popped up to center field, and he makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 outs. A strikeout by Cal Raleigh and Randy Arozarena with the fly out. I want to look at the MLB standings and see where that's at. Cincinnati is actually 8-8, so they are a solid team. Now we got Mitch Garver up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Mitch Garver is, I believe he's the catcher for today. He is catcher as Cal Raleigh is a designated hitter. And now we got the 1-0 so far for Mitch Garver. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Feeling a lot better. Now we're at 1-1 by Lodolo. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Mitch Garver has yet to hit a home run this season. He's not doing much better than he did last season. I think he might even be doing even worse. Mitch Garver's batting 174. Cannot have hitters like that on this team. 1-2 for Mitch Garver by Lodolo, the southpaw. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be fouled back as he is fighting it off on a 1-2 count. 59 pitches for Lodolo. Good to see that Lodolo is pitching more than he should. He's not pitching efficient at all because he's been kicked around by Dylan Moore, literally by Dylan Moore. And now we have the 1-2 pitch, and that is actually going to be a ball. I thought that was going to be a strike, but umpire says otherwise. And now we're at 2-2 on Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver's got a chance to do something with 2 outs. And now the 2-2 pitch. And misses it again for 3-2. That should have been another strike. But Mitch Garver's getting away with it. I guess the umpire, maybe that's just a makeup call from Randy Arozarena. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And that is strike 3 called, and he knew it. It's like, why not even swing at that? It was like almost right down the middle. And that's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We go to the next inning. It is 2-0 Mariners. And now I'm going to show some softball clips. And if you would like to know how that game went, join my YouTube membership for just $5 a month, or join my Patreon page for just $5 a month. Link to Patreon page will be in the comments. We just got an order. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Oh my God. There we go. I fixed it. That's a little bit better, is it? Just a little bit. I gotta test and see, make sure my sound is working. Let's make sure it is working the best it possibly can. Yep, it is working. And looks like we are back from the break. Also, happy Jackie Robinson Day. Yep, it's Jackie Robinson Day. And now we got La Piedra back from the break. And now we got a line drive, and that is going to be over the head of Randy Arozarena. This could be extra bases. It is going to be extra bases. And now we got a man on second base because Randy Arozarena cannot hustle, and he has bad range coverage all of a sudden. I really think that should have been caught by Randy. It was pretty close, but he just wasn't really paying attention well. He wasn't really hustling to get the ball. Now we got Jose Trevino up to the plate. And now the pitch. That's going to be inside for a ball. It's going to be 1-0 the count. Got a man on second base, though. We got to find a way to get him out. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. J.P. Crawford is there, and you make the catch, and that's going to be 1 out. Had there been a runner on first base, that would have been on infield fly rule, especially if 2 men on, but unfortunately there wasn't 2 men on because we could have used a double play ball. Castillo at 34 pitches so far. He's probably pitching it as about average efficiency. And we got McLean up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball. He was an all-star in 2023 and 2022, Luis Castillo. Since July 29, 2022, has been on the Mariners. And now the 1-0 pitch. And that is missing it for a ball. 2-0. I could not believe what the umpire said on that one. I heavily disagree. It's still at 2-0. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is a 2-1 count. Matt McLean, his first plate appearance. 40 Knights, how's your day going? It's going great. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. I don't think I've seen you before on this YouTube channel, but thank you for being here. Also, Daniel, thank you for being here, and thank you for being a member. Hope you like my softball videos I've been making. And now we're at 3-1 for Matt McLean. Now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. It's going to be a full count, 3-2. Now, what is your 40 Knights name about? I'm kind of curious about that. Now the 3-2 pitch. Oh, ball 4, take your base. But the good news is, at least the Mariners have an opportunity to commit the double play. So let's hope the Mariners actually, I'm thinking this as an opportunity to take advantage of it. It's 1 out, but you got Elly De La Cruz up to the plate. And he is one of the best players in baseball, especially a lefty. He is known to be dangerous. He has defeated the Mariners before in 2023. Last time they were in Cincinnati, Mariners had a substantial lead, and they blew it. Lent season, huh? I salute you for that, 40 Knights. What did you give up for Lent? And now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. 1-0 so far for Elly De La Cruz. Last season, 25 home runs, 76 RBIs. And now the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball. And 40 Knights didn't say you were preaching. Just want to know what you were giving up. Like for me, I gave up soda. Didn't really do a good job with it. Well, actually, I did okay. I did okay. I used a couple Sundays, though. And now we're at 2-0 for Elly De La Cruz. The pitch, And that's gonna be fouled back, and that's gonna be strike one for Ellie De La Cruz. Now we're at 2-1. Have about 6 people on this show, really do like it. And the 2-1. And that's gonna be in there for a strike, 2-2. I would like to see Luis Castillo pitch a little bit lower, just a little bit right at the knee so he can maybe, like, cause a double play. Played a fewer video games. That kinda started before Lane continued through it. You know, I like that, respect that. And the 2-2. And now here's a fly ball popped up, and Randy Rosarena's got to run, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 out. But yeah, the way I look at Lent, it's basically your desperate nuclear bomb against your addictions. Like there are people addicted to things. People are addicted to gambling. They're addicted to the internet. They're addicted to social media. So what do they resort to when they can't do anything else, even with all the help? They'll turn to Lent season. And I know I shouldn't be preaching about it. I'm just saying what people do with it. And now we got Gavin Lux up to the plate. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball foul. Another reason I'm here, especially for a game that's around 4 o'clock in the Pacific Standard Time, there are people driving. So I am committing a service for people that, well, they want to drive, I guess, or they just want to listen to a game rather than listen to it on radio. And now the 0-1, and that's going to be low for a ball. That is a 1-1 count on Gavin Lux, who's actually their cleanup hitter. With runners in scoring position, Gavin Lux is 4 for 13, has 4 RBI, so he can drive in some runs. And now we're at 1-1 so far. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike 2 on Gavin Lux. Bottom third, 1-2, 2-0 Mariners. And now the pitch. And that's a foul ball, still strike 2. Gavin Lux fighting it off. Luis Castillo getting up there in the pitch count. He's getting close to 50. Really hope that the bullpen doesn't have to do too much. Good news is, though, Mariners got Troy Taylor back, so there is something to look forward to. And now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. That's going to get at least 1 run, might be able to get 2, and the Reds get on the board to make it 2-1 on a single by Gavin Lux. That is 5 runs in with runners in scoring position. Runners on first and third. There is 2 outs, but he did give up the hit. I wonder who was the second baseman on that play. I don't think it's Polanco's because Polanco's not playing today. Second baseman was Leo Rivas. Didn't really see much of paying attention. He didn't really think he was trying to shift quite a bit. So Gavin Lux was able to find the hole pretty good. And now we got Hayes up to the plate. Austin Hayes, that is. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. No Polanco today, which makes no sense. And now we're at 1-0 and the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. One and one for Hayes. Mariners have given up a run. Cincinnati got on the board. And now the 1-1 pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit, and this ball game is tied. The Reds are back in business, and now it's 2-2 on an RBI single by Austin Hayes. And you knew that the Mariners were going to, the lead was not going to last, especially when you're not in T-Mobile Park where it supposedly suppresses hitters. A 2-0 lead, it means absolutely nothing. And now you got Pete Woodworth up out there to have a little chat with Luis Castillo. Castillo is actually struggling now. He did well in his first inning. Second inning, he kind of got himself out of a jam. And now we've got, fortunately, now it's a tie ball game, brand new ball game for the Mariners and the Reds. And next up to the plate, it's going to be Ken Delario. Can't even say his name. I probably pronounced it wrong, chances are. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, way low. That nearly got away. Fun fact about the Reds in relation. The Reds were the team we traded Brett Boone to get Dan Wilson, and we, of course, traded Griffey. Yep, we had quite a bit of trade partnership with the Reds as we got a pop-up and foul. And don't forget Eugenio Suarez and the Jake Fraley, Justin Dunn trade as well. And don't forget, name one in 49s, name one more player the Mariners got out of the Brett Boone trade in the pitch. And that is inside for a ball. That's going to be 2-1. But yeah, going back to that trade, the Mariners, they needed a catcher because Dave Valley was aging, and they felt that Brett Boone wasn't going to be part of the future, although he hit 12 home runs in 76 games in 93. And now the 2-1 pitch. Now here's a liner, and that should be a foul ball. It was Bobby Ayala. He was a throw-in, but believe it or not, he had a good first season with the Mariners. He actually had a 2.86 ERA. He was the closer. Like, he was actually featured on a Mariners commercial. They thought he was going to be the future of Mariners bullpen. Yeah, that did not age well. He became average right when he became a 995. And he was awful after that. 2-2 pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did not. That's full count 3-2. You're in danger of possibly loading the bases. No, it's not a new setup, Christian. I just happened to be at a friend's house because I'm going to a Bible study right afterwards. I just didn't want to drive a whole hour just to get there, so I just wanted to cut the middleman, and he was nice enough to let me use this mic. I'm using my phone as a camera. I'm using my computer to pitch. And here's a ground ball foul. Using my friend's computer to use the StreamYard, so still be as useful as I can. 97, yeah, he had a 10-5 record, but I think a lot of those 10-5s was when he probably blew those leads, and then the Mariners had a miracle walk-off after that, so came at a cost of some lot of no decisions. And now we're at 3-2, the pitch. And that is strike 3 called, and that is going to retire the side. However, Cincinnati gets 2 runs to tie the game, and we'll go to the top of the 4th inning. It is 2-2. We got an order for a Hawaiian pizza. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. And since I was late to the game, I'm going to make it formalized and give you the Mariners intro. And here I am back, and I wonder how many games I've done so far. I'm not going to check. I think this is my 11th game, so my magic number is now 89. 89 Mariners games to go until I reach that milestone, that amazing milestone of 100 Mariners games. Because I feel like if 40 nights, we literally speak the same language, don't we? You literally know a game exactly what it is. And you probably know which clip I got it from, too. Show me the link of that, and that will, I think we'll get along pretty well. The pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball right to shortstop De La Cruz. The throw to first. That is in time. I also have a lot of nostalgic videos. I have videos about the 97 Mariners, the post-95 where they traded Tino Martinez, the 2000 Mariners, MLB on FX. Man, you know your stuff. Like, you've got to be like, you look like I think you're a Gen X. Because I'm a Gen Y. I'm a millennial, born in 92. I would assume that you're born somewhere around the 80s. Just by the way you're texting and now you know your stuff. Because I don't know a Z. Anyways, Rivas is up. And now we've got the 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. You know what's even more insane? Ricky Henderson was a witness to 2 of the 5 Mariners playoff clinchers. Yeah, 2 of 5. 97 when he was with the Angels and 2000 with the Mariners. That's insane. That's like a 400 hitter. Ricky Henderson bats 400 on Mariners playoff clinchers if you think about it, on his attendance. Another 1-2. And that's a foul ball. Yeah, 95, yeah, he wasn't there. 97, yes. 2000, yes. 2001, of course not, because he was in San Diego. And Ricky Henderson was active in Major League Baseball in 4 of the Mariners' playoff appearances. And now the 1-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to third base. Tossed over the first, and that's going to be just in time. And now we've got 2 outs. But yeah, MLB on FX, I love the visuals of it. I really do. That's why I used it. And now I got Ben Williamson. Let's pay attention to this one. He's got a single so far. He's 1 for 1. And let's see if he can get maybe a little bit more. Let's be a home run because we had 2 outs, because why not? And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I mean, I don't think you're going to get a home run out of Ben Williamson. Ben Williamson is supposed to be, has the upside of like a Josh Rojas. Not exactly great, but if he can do like Josh Rojas, if not better, I'll take it. And now we're at 0-1 for Williamson, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I like his swing so far. I like that he's a bit aggressive. So I do like his approach. And now we're 0-2 on Ben Williamson. 72 pitches for Lodolo. And now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. Good eye on Ben Williamson. Got 7 viewers so far on my show. Thank you very much. And 40 nights, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. And now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And that's a foul ball. And 40 nights, do you have any memories from like... Do you have any kind of memories for the Mariners? From the 90s? Like, what was your best memory of the 90s? And you cannot say 95 Slide Griffey. You can't say that. Doesn't count, because everyone will say that. Give me a unique one. As we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that's a foul ball. If I were to pick my favorite out of the teams, 2000 is my most favorite. And if it was 90s, I would have said 97. But yeah, 97 was supposed to be that dream year. Oh, 2000. So that sounds like you might be my age. And now we're at 1-2, the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Yeah, 2000. The craziest thing about 2000 was as soon as Ken Griffey Jr. got traded, that's kind of where it got my attention to watch Mariners baseball. So basically, I miss all of Ken Griffey Jr. and now here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. He chased it, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no man left. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. It is 2-2, along with 4 hits to 4. Now let me show a second set of softball highlights. if you would like to know how that game went, join my YouTube membership for just $5 a month, or join my Patreon page for just $5 a month. Link to Patreon page will be in the comments. And I'm back. Wonder what that highlight was about. I'm trying to remember what that one was. Oh, that was my first hit of the softball season. I also had a reached on error. And I also tried to pull a Chase Utley. So someone put it in the comments and take a guess on what I tried to do, what I was trying to do when trying to pull a Chase Utley. As the Mariners in 60, they're showing Ryan Bliss's highlights where he did hit his first home run as a Seattle Mariner, but unfortunately he is out for quite a few months, as if Mariners are not banged up enough. They've lost Victor Robles and Ryan Bliss. Victor Robles wasn't exactly off to a good start. Ryan Bliss wasn't either, but when you lose those guys, it really does put a strain on the team. But on the other hand, it does give you opportunities like getting Ben Williamson. And unfortunately, it gave a great opportunity for Dom Canzone to completely humiliate himself, where he check swing on a ball on the freaking dirt. And now we are back from the break. They're showing downtown Cincinnati. Showing Burger King commercials. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to the home plate. And he makes the catch. And that is going to be an out. 40 Knights have subscribed. When did you subscribe? And thank you very much for doing that. Now we got Jake Fraley up to the plate. Jake Fraley, the former Mariner from 2021. He was actually my favorite player of the 2021 season. I actually really liked his approach. He was really good at getting on base. He was very efficient. Oh, you just did. Thank you, 40 Knights. Now I got to show you some videos to bookmark. I will show you some of my best videos that I have ever made. And now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. They're showing Ben Williamson still. I'm at 25:02. As you just discovered, I have reached the milestone. And that is going to be... Now I got to show you some of my cool pictures. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 1-1. It's not letting me go to where I need to go. And now the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. We're at 3-1 by Luis Castillo to Jake Fraley, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Good stop by Solano. Tossed over the first. And that is clearly not in time. Solano was really confused, and Castillo did not get there in time. And now you got Jake Fraley at first base. That looked very concerning. It was a good stop by Solano, but Luis Castillo just did not get there quite in time enough. Not good. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch again. And that is going to be a strike. I was going to show you. I was trying to see if I can access my new picture that I posted. I got it from AI. Now we're at 1-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Can't really get to the picture, unfortunately. I think I got it. All right, I got the picture, so I will show it at commercial break. And now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch to Trevino. Oh, that nearly got away, hit the dirt. And that's going to be a 2-2 on Trevino. Jose Trevino. Now we're at 2-2. Got Ben Williamson at third base. Now at 2-2. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. Should be playable to right field. Actually, it's going to be Julio to make it. And that is going to make the catch. And now we got 2 outs. Jake Fraley has to go back. The J-Rod squad don't really care about that. I'm not going to sit there. I'm trying to get tickets for my friend's birthday. It's going to be a big birthday for him. He's going to be 33 just like me. Yeah, I'm 33, believe it or not. No one's going to believe that I'm 33 freaking years old. No one's going to believe that. And now we are going into the next pitch. And now the pitch. And now here's a throw to first. Not even close. Bottom of the fourth. That was clearly popped up. And showing it on the replay. Now this is Friedel up to the plate. TJ Friedel. And now the pitch. And now here's a line drive, and that's going to go right to the corner. Not the corner, the gap. And Julio makes the catch. And that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It is still 2-2. And let me show you exactly what I was going to show. And here it is. This is my AI action figure because the whole action figure thing has been going on. Here it is. Yep, check it out. Do you like it? I mean, look at that AI version of me. That's the action figure of me. Don't I look cool? I mean, just look at him. I like it. So, yeah, I'll show that for the commercial break, but let's see what else I got for commercial break. Let me show some highlights.
Ugh! Damn it!
Don't ever turn to the left, turn to the right.
Yeah, you gotta turn to the right, my guy.
And if you would like to know how that game went, join my YouTube membership for just $5 a month, or join my Patreon page for just $5 a month. Link to Patreon page will be in the comments. Yep, that's me. I could almost use that as my voiceover. Yep, I just asked ChatGPT to make it for me, and that's what I got. I really like it. Like it shows like a muscular version of me, like me at my full potential with muscles and nice little 6-pack with my logo and a subscribe button. I like it. I really do. And now we are going to be back from the break real soon. And we are back from the break. Some Mariner fans are in Cincinnati. Wonder if they traveled or did they just move to Cincinnati? And I got JP Crawford, and that's going to be low for a ball. If I were to move, my choices of destinations either Dallas or Arizona. As we are looking at 1-0, and now the pitch. And that's going to be way outside for a ball. Now we're at 2-0 for JP Crawford. And now the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike, right down the middle. Doesn't even take a swing at that. He should have, because it was a good pitch for him to swing. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a bit outside for a ball. It's going to be a 3-1 count on JP Crawford. Crawford on a favorable count. And now the pitch. Ground ball foul. Probably wouldn't have gone for that. So he chases the bad ones, but he won't swing at the good ones. Sounds about right for the Mariners. But JP is 1 for 1 so far. So he is having a good game. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And that plunked him, and he will go to first base. And looks like he's feeling like he's shaken up. Nope, he's good. So he's going to first base. We're showing Dylan Moore, who hit his first home run and his first leadoff home run, I meant to say. First leadoff home run of his career to put the Mariners up 1-0 at the time. And that was a towering drive, too. This is game number 11 for me. My goal, the ultimate goal, would be 100. 2-2. 2 for 2 is Dylan Moore. He's got an RBI single and a home run. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left field. Is that going? That is gone. That is another home run for Dylan Moore. That is his second home run of the game. Mariners take the lead to make it 4-2. And Dylan Moore is absolutely on fire. That is now 3 for 3. JP Crawford touching home, and so is Dylan Moore. And that ball was just absolutely crushed. And what a day for Dylan Moore. Yeah, you don't want to know. So I'll disclose because I don't hide anything because I'm not. So my friend's niece opened the door and was like, "Hey, hello." I was like, "No, get out of here. I don't do mano a manos." The pitch. And that is going to be missing it for a ball. So yeah, in case you thought I was like some kind of weirdo, I was like, no, I'm not. I swear. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a foul ball. Oh, you got to go? Come on, man. I understand, though. Goodbye, 49. It's nice to meet you. Hope you enjoy some of my content. Forgot to send you the link, but before you go, let me send you some links. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Julio Rodriguez. Since you talked about the 2000 Mariners that you remembered most, here's one for you. Hopefully you're still on the stream for a moment. There's the link, so check that out. Yeah, Dylan Moore completely just blasted that home run. And that's going to be a swing and a miss for Cal Raleigh, and that's going to be a strike. Yeah, thank you. Just in time. Got 10,000 views. Now we're at 0-1 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. Here's a ground ball right to Ellie De La Cruz. Oh, he bobbles it. The throw to first, and he still got him. The torpedo bat was still not enough, unfortunately. And now we've got 2 outs. And up to the plate, I believe, is going to be Randy Arozarena. Still can't believe Dylan Moore just hit that home run, like just out of there. Second home run of the day for Dylan Moore. He's almost the home run leader of this team. And now I got Terry Francone. He's coming out, and I think he has seen enough. He has seen enough, and that will go to the bullpen. And this call to the bullpen will be brought to you by Sahara Pizza of Snoqualmie. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And now let me show you another softball clip. This one is really embarrassing. I was called out on that play due to interference. Apparently, it's considered unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, did you see that? I literally was playing interference. That's what you call pulling a Chase Utley verbally. I was called out for that. It is considered unsportsmanlike conduct. And now we are calling to the bullpen. I wonder how many strikeouts Lodolo got for me. He still got me 6 strikeouts. That's still pretty dang good. And now we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that was a nice slider. And that is going to be a strike for Randy Arozarena. Scott Barlow is the pitcher. As we're at 0-1 for Randy Arozarena. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that is going to be a 1-1 count. Randy Arozarena's just got to extend this inning. I would just blast the home run if you can, because Mariners have got to keep extending the lead, because 4-2 is not enough to pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball, because if you remember, Mariners had a 6-3 lead over Cincinnati. And then Nick Martini, he hit the tying home run, which eventually led to the Mariners falling that game. And maybe had the Mariners won, they would have possibly now the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be a base hit, and that will get Randy Arozarena to first base. But unfortunately, Mitch Garver is going to be the hitter. He's 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 going to be the hitter. Not good. Now I got the struggling Mitch Garver up to the plate. He is not off to a good start. Not so ever. And now we are at the pitch. Low for a ball, and looks like he's taking a look at Randy Arozarena. Might be stealing the base. I mean, I would at this point, because Mitch Garver ain't going to get you anything. They're probably going to cut him in the middle of the season and eat that contract. And Bobby Bonilla it. Now the 1-0, the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. One and one for the Mitch. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. 2-1. At this point, the most effective way Mitch Garver can do is either walk or get beaned and take one for the team. Now we're at 2-1 and the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-1 count on Mitch Garver. He's ahead of the count, actually. Can he do any damage for the Mariners? Questions to be remained. And now the 3-1. And now here is a strike in the throw to second, and that is not in time. And Randy Arozarena gets a stolen base. I told you. I said get that stolen base, and it did happen. It did happen. Randy Arozarena had a not so great jump. He nearly got himself out, but otherwise he's safe. But now we're at 3-2 for Randy Arozarena. For Mitch Garver. 3-2, full count. And the pitch. And that's going to be a pitch out of the throw to third, and nobody was paying attention, so Randy Arozarena gets a free base, but he has to go back. So that means, wait, does he get the stolen base, or does he have to go back to second? Because that's a walk. Because they were pitching out. So now there's a question on that. So does Randy Arozarena get the stolen base, or does he have to default back to second base? Yep, everyone was snoozing, so that means he does get the base. He does get the stolen base. And now we got Donovan Solano. You kidding? Come on. He's 0 for 2, the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Mariners with some runners in scoring position. They're only 1 for 3. Reds are 2 for 7. 1-0 for Solano. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there, right down the freaking middle for a strike. It doesn't even swing at it. And that's going to be a 1-1 count on Donovan Solano. Now the 1-1. Low for a ball. That's going to be a 2-1 count on Donovan Solano. Two and one. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a swung on and foul ball. We're at 2-2. Barlow with 14 pitches already in this inning. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike three. And that is going to retire the side. And a wasted opportunity. Yes, we got the 2-run home run out of Dylan Moore, but the Mariners should have gotten at least one more run out of that. And that will retire the side. I'm very crushed. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Sahara Pizza deal on the deal today because it is only Tuesday, so you can get your 50 off or your 25%. And it looks like we are not back from the break. Yeah, we are back from the break. They were showing Ben Williamson's highlight as we are now in the bottom of the fifth inning. And Mariners do lead at 4-2. But the Mariners have got to do more because 4-2 is not going to be enough, especially with this bullpen the Mariners have. It's a very erratic bullpen. Luis Castillo still up, and now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Wonder where Luis Castillo is at on the pitch count. He is now at 73 pitches, so he can still go maybe at least another inning or two. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. So my projections is I think he can go at best at the end of the seventh inning and hopefully have a setup guy. Maybe Troy Taylor get his debut for the season. And then Andres Munoz. But Andres Munoz is not good on the road because he needs T-Mobile Park to suppress the hitters. The pitch up high, and that gets right through him. And that's going to be a 2-1 count onto Luis Castillo. McLean up to the plate. It's going to be 0-1. And now the pitch. Inside, and that nearly got him. And once again, Luis Castillo's at 3 balls. Once again. 4-2 so far, Mariners lead. McLean up to the plate. He's 0-for-1 so far. Castillo at 77 pitches. The pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, take your base. And I would wonder if Dan Wilson's actually... I don't know if you can even take him out because can you really put a strain on your bullpen, especially when you have a very long road trip? Like, you don't really have a day off until... Like, do they even have a day off at any time soon? Ellie De La Cruz is now up to the plate, the best hitter in Cincinnati. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. Yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah, they don't have a day off until Monday, so they can't really afford to have bullpen days. So not until Boston. Now the 1-0. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Now we got a 2-0 count. It's crazy. I'm at 11 Mariners games this season. Magic number is 89. Someone in the comments saying something. They do have 9 arms in the pen this series. We'll likely send someone down to call up a 5th starter back before Toronto. Yeah, that's absolutely going to happen. Maybe it'll be Logan Evans because he's been pitching pretty well in Tacoma. So maybe there will be a shot. So yeah, I mean, it looks like they do have a plan in place, but they're going to have to get someone from starting rotation because I don't think you can go on 4 rotations. That's just not going to do it. The 2-0 to Elly De La Cruz, and that is in there for a strike. 2-1 for Elly De La Cruz. He was actually on my fantasy baseball team last season. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball. And that's going to be a 3-1 count on Elly De La Cruz. Three and 1 the count. And now the pitch. Outside for ball 4. That's 2 walks in a row for Luis Castillo. And now this is where things are getting dangerous. You got nobody out. Pete Woodworth is coming out. I think this could be Luis Castillo's last inning. And you got Carlos Vargas in the bullpen. Still not exactly a good option. I mean, how has Carlos Vargas been this season? So I'm looking at stats. Still having a chatter. Carlos Vargas is a 2.79 ERA, so he's actually one of the best pitchers in the bullpen, along with Gregory Santos and surprisingly Eduardo Bazardo. Jesse Hahn's been sent down. I think Casey Lawrence maybe got back up. I'm not sure. But Castillo has been struggling. His first inning, he was very efficient. And now ever since then, he's been struggling. So I don't know what to make of it. And now we're at 4-2, 2 men on. Gavin Love's up to the plate. This is very dangerous. Now the pitch. And that is a strike. I think this is going to be Luis Castillo's last inning because he is not efficient this inning. 84 pitches, bottom of the 5th, no outs so far. And now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He got him to chase on a high fastball. And that's going to be 0-2 for Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux has been actually one of the better hitters for the Cincinnati Reds. Let's look at his batting average so far. Gavin Lux is batting .245. Not great, but he is still one of the best. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Just missed it. And that's going to be 1-2. Barely missed it by the ABS accordingly. And we'll try this again. What would be ideal is at least a double play or a triple play at best, even though it's very unlikely. And now the 1-2. Low for a ball, and that hits the dirt. And Luis Castillo is struggling with his command right now. Especially when you're playing against a solid Cincinnati Reds, very competitive team. Especially when you kind of go from David Bell all the way up to Terry Francona. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. And that's going to get right through for a base hit. And that may score in the run. The throw to the plate. And it is not in time. And the ball gets through. That might score in another. No, it will not. But it's going to be 4-3. They're closing it in. And now you got runners on second and third with nobody out. I thought there was going to be a chance for some kind of a double play. But J.P. Crawford just wasn't there. And Randy Arozarena tried to throw home, but his arm is just not good. I don't really like Randy Arozarena. I used to complain about Teoscar Hernandez, but Rosarena's just not good on defense. He's worse than Teoscar Hernandez by far. Now we got Hayes up to the plate. And I wonder why they're not intentionally walking him, because I would. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. That's Austin Hayes. Take the bat away from him, especially when you have a 130, a 157, and a 189. I would walk Austin Hayes. Let him on the base. Intentionally walk the man. Get yourself into a double play situation while you can. Especially when you got next hitters that are not even that good. Now the 0-1. And that's going to be low for a ball. And that is going to be a 1-1. Like, what is Dan Wilson doing? Call the intentional walk. There's no reason for him to be hitting. No reason to pitch this guy. Now we're at 1-1. And now here's a fly ball to center field. And Julio is still running. And he is going to, that gets away, and that is a home run. A 3-run home run by the Cincinnati Reds. They have now taken the lead to make it 6-3. That is by Austin Hayes. And I told you, Dan Wilson, I told you to intentionally walk him. He was 1 for 2. He's a good hitter. And the next guy up was around a 100 hitter. You should have done the intentional walk. Instead, now you're down 2 runs. Oh my goodness. Why can't Dan Wilson, like, this is just as bad as him. He's like Scott Servicing at this point. I can't believe what I just saw. TK says, Randy is a DH at this point. It is what it is. It's just what it is. Now here's Calendario. And that is a strike. Like I said, intentionally walk the guy. I was calling for the intentional walk, especially with no outs. And now the pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. And that's going to be a 1-1 count. For those that are listening, I hope at least one of you, I would imagine that you're driving from horrible traffic, which I drove through, which is why I was late for the game. And now the 1-1. And that is a strike. Strike 2 for Candelario. As we're at 1-2. As now we are at the 1-2. Now the pitch. And that's a swing and a foul ball. Actually, no, it's strike 3. And now we got one out, finally. I don't like what I'm seeing so far. That may just, and I think after this game, I think after this inning, Luis Castillo is done. I think he's done for. I do believe that. And Dan Wilson's finally coming out, and he has seen enough. He is going to get the right-hander in Carlos Vargas, and that will do it for him. 95 pitches for Luis Castillo, and I'm just sick to my stomach, and if you're sick to your stomach, maybe pizza will make you feel better. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. What we got here? Great American Small Park bomb right there. Yup. Sick and tired of people blaming the hitting when it's mostly the pitching. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Kirby make a good point. The pitching hasn't been great this year. I'll give you that. That's what you get for walking 2 people. Yeah. Yep. It's like they never see the Mariners play on the road. That's the thing. That's why I'm tired of this whole T-Mobile Park BS. Mariners still win the game at home because the pitching can still suppress the opposing hitters as well. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a great home field advantage. Sure, the hitting's going to suffer, but your pitching makes up for it. Yeah, that's true. Luis Castillo gave up 6 runs, so not a good outing for him. And we are back from the break. And now the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. This is Colin Snyder's actually the one out in the bullpen, not Carlos Vargas. It's actually Colin Snyder, who's also been off to a struggling start. And now the pitch to Encarnacion Strand. And that is going to be up high for a ball. That's going to be a 2-0 count. Another idea I'm maybe considering is maybe using double cameras. That'd be kind of cool. As we are 2-0, the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1. And now the pitch again. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that is going to be 2-2 on Encarnacion Strand. As we are at 0-2 for Encarnacion Strand. Now the pitch. Low for a ball, 3-2. And Colin Snyder's not pitching any much better either. As much as offense has shown its struggles, the pitching isn't doing much better either. They are definitely not at 2024 level. 2024 was unprecedented, 3-2. Now here's a ground ball and fouled. I mean, let's look at Mariners' stats so far. The MLB leaders we shall see. In terms of hitting as a team, in terms of home runs, Mariners are actually tied for fifth in home runs. And now at 3-2. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep right center field. And that's Dylan Moore makes the catch. And that's going to be 2 outs. Yeah, Mariners are actually fifth. And in terms of batting average, Mariners are 7th worst on the batting average end. In terms of runs scored, Mariners are 21st. So they're still not doing any better. And now let's look at starting pitching as we got Jake Fraley up to the plate. Once again, the former Mariner, he is 1 for 2. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. In terms of ERA, Mariners are not even top 10 in pitching. For their starting rotation, they are 14, so they're not that great. The pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 2 to Jake Fraley. And then when you go to their bullpen's actually, believe it or not, they are actually the 5th best bullpen in baseball. So their bullpen actually does better than their starting pitching, believe it or not. As we're at 0-2, and now the pitch. I mean, it doesn't help when you don't have George Kirby. So that also doesn't help. But yeah, believe it or not, Mariners bullpen is top 5 in Major League Baseball. As we are at 1-2, and now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Colin Snyder put these guys away real quickly, and that will retire the side. But Reds came up with 4 runs to take the lead, and now they lead 6-4. Mariners have a lot to make up for going into the next inning. That's going to be the top of the 6th inning. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. But yeah, it's crazy. Mariners starters aren't doing any better, but again, it doesn't help when George Kirby is injured. So it puts pressure on the rest, and they're not doing much better either. And as for the hitting, I mean, the offense is surprisingly, they are still bottom 10, but pitching has not been helpful at all. A lot of 5 home run hitters this season. Jazz Chisholm has 6 home runs for the Yankees. Wow. Tyler Soderstrom of the A's is doing pretty well too. And we are back from the break. Moose Shoulder Plush Night is now what it is. And now we got someone new to the bullpen for Cincinnati. It's going to be Diaz going up against Leo Rivas. Alexis Diaz is the guy last season, had a 4 ERA. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Actually, no, it's a ball. 49ers, you're back. The pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. Oh, 49ers, you disagree? You think 95 was his best season? Let's have a debate on that. Let's look at those numbers. I'd love to look at them with you. Now the pitch. I mean, Edgar Martinez was an absolute beast for the 2000 Mariners. So yeah, you said you ended up having enough time to check out the video you linked in 2000 season. Pretty good video. The one thing you disagree though is Edgar's 2000 was Edgar's best. You don't think it was the best. You thought it was 95. Well, let's see where we're at. As we've got Leo Rivas though, so I got to focus on the game as well. As we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And that's going to be a full count 3-2. Leo Rivas is fighting it off pretty well. Considering at 3-2. And on deck is going to be, wonder who's on deck. I hope it's not Solano. Hope he's already done. It's going to be Ben Williams. Now the pitch. Up high for ball 4. Take your base. Now let's go to Edgar Martinez. Numbers-wise, how'd he do? Efficiency, though, I'll give you that. 95, he had numbers across the board that were better than 2000. In 1995, he hit 356 versus 324, 479 OBP versus 423. His slugging was 628 versus 579. Now the pitch to Ben Williamson up high for a ball. OPS, you had a 1.1087, while 2001 was a 1.002. It's wow. So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Now the 1-0. It's just that the 37 home runs and the 145 RBIs is what really sticks out the most. I mean, 2000, he was an absolute beast that season. 37 home runs and 145 RBIs. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled for Ben Williamson. Ben Williamson trying to make the most out of his major league debut. He is 1 for 2 so far. He hasn't really shown any red flags on third base yet on defensive end. So, yeah, I guess you're right in some aspects. You also had more doubles. Now we're at 1-2. And that is not in time. All right, so I guess so. The efficiency numbers were better. He was a way more efficient hitter in 95. Granted, he was a little bit younger too. But it was more impressive what he did in 2000. The 1-2. And he reached for it, and that's going to be a foul ball. And Leo Rivas was running for that. Maybe should have ran earlier. You're not going to really get a home run out of Ben Williamson. The most you're going to get out of him is maybe just a hit at the very most. As my feed is a little bit behind. We're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. 2-2. for Ben Williamson. Two and two. And the pitch. No pitch. It's going to be, yeah. Wow, pretty analytical he got there. He was really good both years, but the kicker for me was OPS plus was 158 and versus the 180s. Had more RBIs in 2000s, obviously, but had 36 more plate appearances. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. That was nearly a pitch up, so he maybe shouldn't have swung at that. He's getting a little bit jittery for Ben Williamson, and Leo Rivas still continues to steal the base. So Ben Williamson's got he's got a lot to learn. Kid's got a lot to learn. We're at 2 and 2, and the only thing that's been given to him was just fastballs. So Diaz is actually trying to help him in some aspects. They're not even like great fastballs. We're at 2 and 2 for Williamson. The pitch. Now here is a blooper, and that is actually going to be caught. It's not a blooper. It's going to be a pop-up. And they got Leo Rivas going to first base. And if I were Leo Rivas, maybe try to go for that stolen base. Maybe give it another chance. And now we've got J.P. Crawford up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Now the pitch. Low for a ball again. That is going to be 2-0 for J.P. Crawford. And the pitch again. Bunting attempt and to go to second base. And Leo Rivas is safe. Another stolen base for the Mariners. I think that's the third stolen base of this ball game. But now you got J.P. Crawford. He's got a favorable count. So maybe he can get one somewhere in the gap, which he doesn't do because J.P. Crawford's just not good anymore. I mean, look at him. He's batting 182. It's actually freaking sad. JP at 2-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be ball 3. Trevino tried to do the frame job, but the umpire just wasn't having it. And the ABS actually would have called that a strike. We're at 3-1 for JP Crawford. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Literally a fastball right down the middle. Literally right down the middle. And now we're at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. And low for ball 4. Take your base. Only one out so far. And now we got runners on first and second. And up to the plate is going to be Dylan Moore, who is 3 for 3. He is off to a very hot start, batting .324. Can he do it again? He's gotten 2 home runs. Every time he's gone up to the plate, he has gotten an RBI. And I think a 3-run home run would be really nice. I just jinxed it. But let's see what he can do. Dylan Moore has got 2 men on base, 3 for 3. And now the pitch by Diaz. And a swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. And Diaz, his fastball is only topping up to what, maybe 94? So Dylan Moore's got to take advantage of it. As my game is buffering at the moment. Great. We're at 0-1. He homered, singled, and homered again. We need another one. And now the 0-1 pitch. And that is up high for a ball. That is 1-1 for Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore has been off to a very surprising hot start. He has already 4 home runs this season. And now the 1-1. Oh, swing and a miss. That was a 94. He's really trying to get that home run. At this point, now you got to protect the plate. Now it's about just trying to get on base or just survive. especially against Diaz, who doesn't even pitch legitimate big fastballs. As we're at 1-2, time has been called. I don't know. Now I'm getting nervous with Dylan Moore on a 1-2 count. It's not very favorable. He'll be lucky just to get on base at this point with this pitch count or this count. And now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. Maybe shouldn't have swung at that, but that ball actually had some distance, went into the upper deck. Diaz's fastball does a lot better than velo. Would suggest because great extension and deceptive delivery. Oh. Okay. I see what you mean. Now it's IIRLC. If I remember correctly. Now we're at 1-2. Oh. They never call those a balk, don't they? But yeah, TK's got some good pointers in there. Now we're at 1-2 for Dylan Moore. He's got to get this right. And now the 1-2 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. Dylan Moore with 4 RBIs so far in this game. He is 4 away from tying. If he hits a home run, he'll be close to the franchise record of 8 with Mike Blowers, I think Adrian Beltre, and Mike Cameron. As we're at 2-2 for Dylan Moore. Pitch number 25 is about to be happening. And now we are at the 2-2 pitch. And that's a foul ball. Dylan Moore is still fighting it off. Oh, yeah. If he gets a home run, he's a grand slam away from a natural home run cycle. Yeah, that'd be great, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's hope that he can just get on base to set up Julio Rodriguez. Now the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And now the Mariners are at 2 outs. Dylan Moore is now human. And now Julio Rodriguez is up to the plate. I don't know. I can barely look at this. And Terry Francona has seen enough. He's going to bring in someone else. He's happy that he got Dylan Moore out, the best hitter on the team this game. Now I got to do a commercial. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Crosshair pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
Getting close to being back on the break. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. And we are back from the break. We've got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And could this be This is an opportunity for Julio Rodriguez to really get it going, because he's not off to a great start at all. He's off to a horrible start. As we're 0, he's 0 for 2, and now the pitch to Julio, and that is a foul ball. He went for a bad one. I like the aggressiveness, but a little too aggressive. Now we're at 0 for. We got Graham Ashcraft. He's earned no runs this season thus yet. It's always an opportunity for a first one to happen. Now the pitch to Julio, and that is low for a ball. Hit the dirt. Good stop by Trevino. And now we've got 1-1. He's got 3 plate appearances. This is his 3rd plate appearance. Julio's only seen 15 pitches so far. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Low for a ball again. 2-1. On deck would be Cal Raleigh. Maybe the torpedo bat can do some magic if Julio Rodriguez can get himself to load the base. Julio is actually one of the oppositions of the torpedo bat. They ordered it and see if he liked it, but he didn't really like it that much. Now we're at 2-1, and now the pitch. 3-1 to count for Julio Rodriguez. Now I wonder what you can do next. I mean, you imagine that you're going to get a strike out of Julio. So if it's a strike and it's right down the middle, you swing at that mofo. Now the 3-1 pitch. Outside for ball 4. Now the bases are loaded for Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. And I wonder if Terry Francona is going to try to bring in a lefty. I wonder if he would do that. Nope, no movement so far. Now we got the big torpedo. Now, can this torpedo bat save the Mariners? As we are now at 6-4 Cincinnati. Cal Raleigh is 0 for 3. And now the pitch. And that barely gets in there for a strike. Oh, so you've noticed that Julio's been taking more walks than what you're used to. I guess so. Let's see if you're right. Yeah, a little bit more walks. Now the 0-1. Now here's a ground ball. That's not going to get anything done. Toss over the first, and that is in time. And that will retire the side. Mariners with the bases loaded could not get anything done. It makes you wonder how the Mariners actually do when the bases are loaded. Trying to find bases loaded. Mariners are the 15th best team in baseball with the bases loaded. We just got an order. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Oh, the $5 breakfast platter. Maybe we should try one of those Jack in the Box breakfast platters. Can't be any worse than McDonald's, could it? And we are back from the break. Mariners are down, trailing 6-4. And I think Colin Snyder is still up on the mound. Yep, Colin Snyder, they're still letting him in after that disastrous inning by Luis Castillo. Bottom of the 6th. Colin Snyder still pitching. It's to Jose Trevino. Now the pitch. Now, a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. The toss over the first. That is in time. Now we'll get him out. Now I'm curious why Luke Raley isn't playing at this point. Like, when you have Mitch Garver, who is 0 for 2, and Donovan Solano 0 for 3, you got to make some changes. I would. Now we got next pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. Now we got 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball again. And that's going to be 2-0. Not good. Who's in the dugout? I don't even know who that is. Now the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. TJ Friedel is up to the plate. He's the bottom guy. And he very much is. Or he's the leadoff hitter. And that is swung on and fouled. It's crazy. Right as soon as the Mariners took the lead 4-2, the Reds answered right back immediately. Now we're at 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball right to Solano. Toss over the first. And that is in time. Colin Snyder was the one that got it. And now we got 2 outs. Now I got McLean up to the pitch, the hit, and that's going to be inside for a ball. Got 2 outs though, and you would think that this is going to be Colin Snyder's last inning, and my guess is Carlos Vargas would be up on the bullpen, as we're at 1-0 for McLean. And now the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. The streaming for this game has gone on for myself almost 2 hours. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. He has it. Tossed over to first in time. That's going to retire the side. We go to top of the 7th inning. Mariners are in their weak part of their bats. But they've got they got to figure it out.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Still on commercial break, huh? SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek.
Use my promo code Rooftop Sports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
And we are back from the break. Top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Randy Arozarena is 1 for 3. Didn't score in a run himself. Batting 172. Arozarena's got to figure out something. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that is going to be caught. I think that was by Jake Fraley, and that's going to be 1 out already. Makes it very painful. Now we're at 1-0 for Mitch Garver. And now the pitch. That's going to be popped up. And that is going to be out of play. Went into the Mariners dugout. Something's wrong with my feed right now. I don't know what's going on. It's just frozen. Internet must be down. It's another downside of using someone else's places. You don't know which internet you're going to get. But it's Mitch Garver. It's not like I'm going to really miss anything. And he was out anyway. And they got Donovan Solano out. The definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results when someone is 0 for 3. Get in Luke Raley. You're still in this game. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So basically, you just threw away this inning. And now we're at 0-2. You might as well just call the strikeout. Yeah, Mitch Garver has been brutal to watch. Maybe that's why my internet went down, because it knew that Mitch Garver was going to be absolute garbage. Now we're at 0-2. The pitch. Now here's a liner caught by the first baseman, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Time to sing the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because Dylan Moore hit 2 home runs. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game. Oh no, where we gotta go. Yeah. So Louie. Oh, baby, said we gotta go.
Hello, hello, hey. Yeah. And we are back from the break. Wonder if my mic is working.
Yep, it's working. Testing the microphone. Yep, it is working all right. Yeah, I had a little bit of a voice hiccup because of the microphone. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And I think that's Trent Thornton that is in the bullpen right now. Or that may be Casey. No, it's Casey. I can't even say his last name. Now the pitch. And now here's a liner fly ball, and Julio Rodriguez is there, and he makes the catch, and that is one out. Jackie Robinson Day it is. Happy indeed. Almost 100 total views in this show. Not bad considering that I was doing it off of circumstances. And now the pitch to Gavin Lux. And that is going to be right in there for a strike. He is 3 for 3. He's been one of the major contributors for the Reds on their offensive end. 3 for 3. And now the pitch inside. And that nearly got him. And that is 1-1. We're at 1-1 so far. And now the pitch. And low for a ball. And that will be 2-1. Two and one. And that's a foul ball, strike 2. Now we're at 2-2. Now the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball again. Try this again. Not sure about this. And now we are looking at 2-2 for Gavin Lux. And now the 2-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. It was a diving effort by Leo Rivas. It wasn't really a good effort. And now we've got runner on first is Gavin Lux. And now up to the plate. It's going to be Austin Hayes who hit the home run last time. Yeah, Leo Rivas isn't really, I don't know about his defense right now. It's not great. It's not anything good. Now we've got Legumina. That's Casey Legumina against Austin Hayes, who hit the home run last time. That has possibly put the Reds in position to win this game, especially when you're going up against Terry Francona. Terry Francona versus Dale. It's kind of a big difference. And now the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball. He got him jammed on the inside. His strike zone say don't put it in the middle or on the fat side of his bat. Now we're at 0-1 for Austin Hayes. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. That's exactly where you want to pitch him. Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-2. Got one out so far. Casey Legumina is already kind of struggling this inning. Notification tells me that Juan Soto has hit home runs in back-to-back games. Now the 1-2. Outside for a ball, and that is 2-2 the count on the Hayes. If you missed it, Hayes hit that 3-run home run that put the Reds up. Mariners were up 4-3, and then Luis Castillo they were up 4-2, and they got themselves some trouble. Now we're at 2-2. Throw to first, and that is not in time. Still 2-2. And the pitch. Foul ball. We're going to try this again. Nothing really much going well. As now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was right down the middle. It was an 86. He got 86th. Get it? Get the joke? Do I deserve like a clap to myself? Now we got the next batter for Cincinnati. Hopefully we can get him out quick. The pitch. And that is low for a ball that nearly got him. And that is Candelario. He's 0 for 2 so far. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's fouled back, and that is strike 1. I'm going to say one of the critical moments was when Dan Wilson would not intentionally walk Austin Hayes, and you would have just had to face Calendario, and then you put himself on giving up a 3-run home run with nobody out. As we're at 1-1, now the pitch, and that's going to be popped up, and that should do it. Got Randy Rosarena. He's there, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Mariners got 6 outs to go. They are severely running out of time. The next 3 hitters is going to be Leo Rivas, Ben Williamson, and J.P. Crawford. Not exactly an overwhelming, it's pretty underwhelming group if you ask me. Makes me want to experiment this countdown video. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. And we are back from the break.
Started this 3-city road trip. It's a long one, 9-game, 10-day, and off day yesterday.
Yeah, this road trip can start really, really bad. Got Cincinnati, then Toronto, and then Boston. I could see, my prediction is, unfortunately, Mariners will only win 3 of those games. I don't think they're taking 2 out of 3 from any of them. Now the pitch to Leo Rivas. Now is right down the middle for a strike. He should have swung at that one. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. Trevino tried to frame that, but wasn't really sellable. I'll try this again. We're at 1-1. Mastroboni, believe it or not, it's Miles Mastroboni that's up to the plate. He's pinch hitting. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to first base, and he's got it to first base and got one out. And now you got Ben Williamson up to the plate. I mean, you're not going to get much power out of Ben Williamson, though. It's actually going to be Luke Raley. He is pinch hitting for Ben Williamson. Like, he should have done this when Donovan Solano was on first base, when he was up to bat. Why didn't you do that? Several opportunities you had, and you blew it. Ben Williamson kind of looking sad on his face. He did hit 1 for 3, though. But now it's up to Luke Raley. Trying to provide some kind of offensive pop. Now the pitch. It's going to be a bunting attempt, and he gets right to the pitcher, throw to first, and he still gets out, and that's going to be 2 outs. The bunting was it just got to the pitcher right at the right time, which is why he's out. Nah, it's just 2 outs immediately. Now it's JP Crawford up to the plate. I don't know what you're going to get out of JP for a guy that's only batting 182. I just don't see it. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. $107 views so far. And now the pitch. That is up high for a ball. Trevino's really desperately trying to sell the frame, but it's not doing it. 1-1 on JP. And now the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. JP Crawford is 1 for 1. He's been drawing walks, so he's actually been having a good game, actually. But he's got to do better. One and 2 for JP. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that is a foul ball again. We'll try this again. It's at 2-2. One and 2, the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and we are going into the bottom of the 8th inning. We got an order for a Hawaiian pizza. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. We just got an order. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. And we are back from the break. And we got Gregory Santos. It's pretty much a throwaway game at this point. And that's going to be foul ball. Christian Encarnacion Strand is now the hitter. Now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball, 1-2. I'll be ending this game as soon as it's over because going to the Bible study right after this, as we're at 1-2. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball again. And that's going to be a 1-2 the count. One and two for Santos. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. 1-2. And excuse me, it was Encarnacion Strand. We're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. J.P. Crawford calling for it. No, Randy Rosarena's got it. And he makes the catch. When this inning is over, when it gets to the top of the ninth inning, got Dylan Moore, Julio Rodriguez, and Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Which would be cool, would be 3 home runs in a row, which would be very ideal. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And this is Jake Fraley, who is 1 for 3. Santos is able to get one guy out. Now he's got to get 2 more out. As if I made that obvious enough. Now the pitch. Inside for a ball. And that is now a 2-0 count on Jake Fraley. In plate appearances, 1 for 3. Jake Fraley. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio Rodriguez, it gets over his head, and that's going to be a ground rule double. Julio Rodriguez lost track of the ball, or he just wasn't hustling to it, and now you got Jake Fraley at second base. Now I want to see the replay and see what that was all about. Was not particularly happy about that. Crazy thing is, bullpen is 5th in the league. I want to see it. What do they got to hide? What does Root Sports got to hide? Where's the accountability? Humiliate him. That went right over his head. And he should have caught it. Now the pitch to Trevino. And that's going to be just outside for a ball. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. It's ridiculous. Now we're at 1-0. The pitch. Outside for a ball again. That's going to be 2-0 on Jose Trevino. He's batting 1 for 3 thus far. A double and a run. So he has contributed well. Now the pitch. And that is going to be inside for a ball. Gregory Santos is not even showing his best stuff. Where's Troy Taylor? They could have used him today. As if Mariners are waiting on Matt Brash and Gregory Santos. The pitch. And that's going to be a strike. He thought it was ball 4. I thought it was ball 4, but not otherwise. As we are at 3-1. Now we're at 3-1. The pitch. And that is inside ball 4. Take your base. And now you got runners on first and second with only one out. Santos is struggling. At least you have a double play opportunity, so there's a bright spot on that. It's almost like, why don't you just walk him? Now you're back at the top of the lineup. You got Friedel up to the plate, batting .238 this season, but in runners in scoring position, for the Reds tonight, they are 4 of 9 in the season, .288, so they do have a very solid offense. And they do have a chance to do some damage once again. Now we're at the pitch. Now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Friedel is 0 for 4. Not good for leadoff hitter. But Reds are winning, so does it really matter? Not really. And now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball again. 2-0. Oh, great. I mean, this is where a wasted game this has been. You wasted Dylan Moore, and this is the pitch. And it's in outside for ball 3. 3-0. I mean, I think after this, you got to get him out of there. You should have got him out of there after the first walk. Get him out of there. And now the 3-0. And that is a strike. This has not have been a good outing for the Mariners, especially Gregory Santos. Now the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball foul, so at least you got him on strike 2. Three and 2 so far. Now the pitch. Outside for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. If I were Dan Wilson, I would just get him out of there. It's not going to work. Looks like they're still going to stick with him. And on deck is going to be Ellie De La Cruz, so a double play would be really nice. And I'm getting freaking hungry. Now I got McLean, now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Santos finally got a strike in there. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. We're looking at 1-1 for McLean. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. Like, where is your control? Like, Santos just has absolutely zero command on this. This is frustrating. 2-1 for McLean. With the bases loaded. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. The umpire was really merciful on that. And that's going to be a 2-2 count. Got to get some outs. 2-2 pitch. And it's low for ball 3. And the fans are cheering. It's a full count 3-2. You got to pitch a strike. You cannot fool this guy. You're not fooling anyone, Gregory Santos. What happened to your Chicago days? Like, are they just gone? As we're at 3-2. 0 for 2 is McLean, so at least put it into a strike zone. And 3-2. And that is ball 4. Take your base. And Gregory Santos will not get the strikeout. He walks in a run to make it 7-4 Cincinnati. And I wonder if Dan Wilson's going to pull him out. Dan Wilson has not managed this game well either. Edward Bizardo's down the bullpen, and there it is. Dan Wilson has seen enough. I saw enough before the bases were even loaded, and he's going to pull out Edward Bizardo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this game's over. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make Crosshair pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
Not good so far. While we're waiting, there are ways to help this channel other than giving me the view. You can like this video, you can subscribe, donate to this channel from like $1 to whatever, join the YouTube membership for just $5 a month, and also join the Patreon for $5 a month. We get exclusive content, including my softball diary, basically, and my fantasy football baseball diary, too. And now we got Edward Bizardo up on the mound. It's actually pitched okay this season. But the base is loaded now. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. It looks like this pitching has been huge problems. Like, you would think that 4 runs at T-Mobile would be more than enough, usually, for the Mariners to win this game. Now the 1-0. Now here's a ground ball right to Rivas. That's going to score in the run. No play, and the throw to first in time, but that's going to score in the run to make it 8-4 Cincinnati, and that might just be the dagger. I cannot see what's happening. Like, Leo Rivas has bobbled the ball. Like, he did bobble it. Could have gotten a double play out of it, but didn't happen. Like, it's wow. Mariners aren't winning this game. Now you got Dunn up to the plate. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's actually going to be a pinch hitter because Gavin Lux is done for the night. It's Blake Dunn. I wonder if Blake Dunn's father is Adam Dunn. I'm really curious about that. The pitch. I wonder if Blake Dunn's father is... No, I don't think it would be. But then again, you might be surprised. He was not born to Adam Dunn. Not even close. Now the pitch. Low for a ball. That is 1-2. So yeah, Santos and Bizardo giving up runs, and that's why nobody's watching my streaming anymore. And now we got the 1-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still 1-2. This game has been an absolute disappointment. Mariners were up 4-2, and then Dylan Moore happened. Now it's Cincinnati at 98% probability to win this game. Now the 1-2. Check swing. Yes, he did go. Strike 3, and that's going to retire the side, but the Reds get 2 more runs in there, and the Mariners are down 4. They have a lot to make up for. It's going to be 8-4. Got the top of the lineup coming up. Got Julio Rodriguez. No, we got Dylan Moore, Julio, and Cal Raleigh. Nothing's going to be enough.
Well,
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. We got an order for a Hawaiian pizza. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description, and thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut. And now we are back from the break. Now we got Cincinnati. They are looking to close this game. We got Pagan, Emilio Pagan. He is going to be pitching to close this up. And we got Dylan Moore up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Dylan Moore is 3 for 4, 2 home runs. He struck out last time when he had a great opportunity to get some runs in, but didn't happen. Now the 0-1. And check swing. Doesn't matter if he went or not. Umpire still calling it a strike. Dylan Moore could not believe that call. Now we got 0-2. Dylan Moore taking some time. He has 2 home runs and a single, along with 4 RBIs. 5 RBIs would be nice, or at least get on base. And now the 0-2. And that is outside for a ball. 1-2 for Dylan Moore. 4 plate appearances for Dylan Moore. 3 for 4, the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts against Dylan Moore. 3 for 5. And now you got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And we already know that this game's pretty much over. There's no way the Mariners can lose this game or win this game. Especially with a 99.4% probability. And now here's Julio, the pitch, who's also been terrible today, 0 for 2. So you can't really say that T-Mobile Park is the problem. It's that pitching has just been really bad on the road, as we are at 0-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was literally a fastball right down the middle. And that is 0-2 on Julio Rodriguez. No, I don't mean to complain or anything, but I really hate these games. I hate this universal schedule. Now we're 0-2. The pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pretty much down the middle again. Strike 3. And now we got 2 outs. Fans are up on their feet as they feel that this game is pretty much over. Now we got the torpedo bat. What can he do? Now it's up to Cal Raleigh to keep this game going, but it's not going to be much because he is 0 for 4 today. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right inside for a ball. Missed the strike zone just, but we got 1-0 for the big dumper, or shall I say the big torpedo. And now the 1-0,
And that is up high for a ball, 2-0 on the dump. Two and 0 for the big dumper Cal Raleigh, as this game is pretty much almost over. And now the pitch. And that was right down the middle for a strike, and he didn't even swing at that one. 2-1. Pagan has pitched very well, 2 strikeouts. And now the 2-1. And that is a strike, and I think that's going to be a 2-2. And now it's game time. Mariners had a 2-0 lead, and then Cincinnati tied. And then it was 4-2 with a 2-run home run by Dylan Moore. And then the Cincinnati Reds came back and scored not only to make it 6-3 or to 6-4, but they also decided to make it 8-4 as well off of struggling pitchers out of Gregory Santos. A 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be popped up, and this should do it. And actually, this is still going. Is it still going? Is it still going? And he makes the catch. And that will retire the side, and this ball game is over as Cincinnati takes game one of this 3-game series. Dylan Moore's heroics were just not enough, especially when he cooled down. And that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for watching this stream. Especially thank you for bearing with me that I'm in a completely different stream. But that will do it. I'm out. Everyone, have a good day. Go Mariners.